Adhere is a revolutionary bone conduction hearing system. It is an adhesive, non-surgical solution which avoids pressure onto the skin. It offers high wearing comfort and stays in an optimal position, offering consistent access to sound. Adhere is simple and easy to use. The Adhere adhesive adapter is applied to the hairless area behind the ear. The Adhere audio processor is connected to the adhesive adapter via the snap connector. The audio processor picks up sound waves and converts them into vibrations. The audio processor transfers the vibrations via the adhesive adapter onto the skull. The bone conducts the vibrations to the inner ear where they are perceived as sound. The system has excellent cosmetic appeal and can be worn discreetly behind the ear. With this unique concept, Adhere provides a viable solution, offering a life full of sound. Stick, click, hear. Adhere.
You start noticing that there is noise when you walk, then there is noise when you wash your hands. You hear it again and it reminds you of how life is actually normal. It is these trivial sounds that become again part of your normal life. That reminds you how things are working normally for when you heard before.
He was a very memorable patient, and he was also our first patient that was implanted with the Med-L device, and so I really remember his story.
I lost my hearing 30 years ago, and I regained it back 20 years ago.
I first saw him in 1996, but about 10 years prior to that, he was traveling in Europe for work in Croatia, which is where he's from originally. And he was involved in a very severe motor vehicle accident with life-threatening injuries, was hospitalized and treated, and part of his treatment was with antibiotics. And we know now that those antibiotics can affect the hearing organ, causing significant damage. And so they were able to save his life, but in the process he did lose most of his hearing. At that time, we had this relatively new technology called Cochlear Implant. And a cochlear implant is a device that bypasses the inner ear and directly stimulates the hearing nerve and allows people to hear and communicate again. And so that was a device that we considered for him. And after a long time of evaluating and discussing the options, he did decide to proceed with the cochlear implant.
In those days, we expected enhanced lip reading, perhaps identification of male or female voices, and maybe some sound awareness and quiet. I never, in my wildest dreams, expected somebody would be able to have a full conversation with me, even with their back turned to me occasionally, with background noise.
Technology has progressed tremendously over the last 20 years, and so Mr. Zerga was our first person who was implanted with the Med-L device, which at that time was fairly new in the U.S. Med-L is one of the oldest cochlear implant companies, but it was new to the U.S. at that time in the 1980s, where we had patients who were losing their hearing or in a situation like Mr. Zerga, and there was nothing we could do. You know, there was really no medical treatment, hearing aids didn't help, and so patients were left in a world of isolation. This technology has changed the world for these people, and it's changed what my practice is. This is a significant part of my practice, and it's my favorite part of my practice to be able to give people the gift of hearing.
The first thing when I was switched on, I was able to make a phone call to my mom. that was all very, very amazing.
Mr. Zurga's processor has been replaced. So before he came here, he was using an old processor that was a large box that was worn on the body. And now the appearance of the implants is so much different because the external device can even be just a disc that fits over the magnet that sits behind the ear, or a small device that fits behind the ear.
With the Med-El product, we don't want to ever leave our patients behind. And so whenever we come out with new external products, we make it backwards compatible. So patients who were implanted 20 years ago can use the newest external technology today. So Mr. Zurga started with a body-worn device that was the size of about a cigarette box with a cable that went up to behind his ear, to now where he wears a device that's completely behind his ear with a small coil and better battery life. We want to bring our patients forward.
Different adhere sleeves and design stickers are available to individualize your audio processor. The adhere sleeves offer additional protection, particularly for younger children. The stickers can be easily applied onto the program button and offer a simple way to individualize your hearing system. Adhere can be connected to different external devices, such as FM systems, telecoil receivers, or smartphones. Appropriate cables can be ordered. Connect the cable to the external device and the audio processor. Take care that the dots on the cable and the bottom side of the audio processor align. When Adhere is connected to external systems, Program 3 should be used. You can easily change between the programs by pressing the Program button. Choose Program 3 so sound can be transferred directly into your Adhere audio processor from the external device, whilst you are still able to pick up sounds around you. Changing the battery of the Adhere audio processor is very straightforward. Take off the audio processor from the adhesive adapter. Open the audio processor's battery compartment and remove the empty battery. Place the new battery in the compartment with the plus sign facing upwards and remove the tab covering the battery. Close the compartment and click the audio processor back in place. Adhere is a revolutionary hearing device. It is an effortless and gentle solution to support people with hearing loss. The Adhere system is simple to apply. Using the positioning tool, you can easily find the correct position for the adhesive adapter. Place the adhesive adapter in the cavity of the positioning tool and remove the protective film. Make sure there is no hair at the application area. Place the tool so that it lightly touches the pinna. Press it down firmly. Remove the tool. Press down firmly and briefly on the entire adhesive adapter and snap the Adhere audio processor onto it.
Adhere kann mit externen Geräten wie FM-Systemen, Telefonspulenempfängern oder Smartphones verbunden werden. Passende Kabel können bestellt werden. Verbinden Sie das externe Gerät durch ein passendes Kabel mit dem Audioprozessor. Achten Sie darauf, dass die Punkte auf dem Kabel und der Unterseite des Audioprozessors auf derselben Seite sind. Verwenden Sie Programm 3, wenn Sie Adhere an externe Geräte anschließen. Durch Drücken des Programmknopfes können Sie einfach zwischen den Programmen wechseln. In Programm 3 werden Klänge von externen Geräten direkt in Ihren Adhere-Audioprozessor eingespielt. Gleichzeitig können Sie auch Geräusche aus Ihrer Umgebung hören.